FOX13 meteorologist Valerie Mills with your Sky Tower radar forecast.
Well, good Saturday morning, everyone. It is a nice start to our weekend out there. We've got a lot of blue sky that we're enjoying. Temperatures warming up 80 degrees right now as we look out from the River House Palmetto. Breezes out of the northeast right around 9-10 miles per hour there. Looking pretty good as we check out the Anna Maria Pier. Things pretty quiet. Looks like we've got a moderate chop there on the water, but our waves are going to start to pick up as our main story is really all eyes on this area in the western Gulf of Mexico. It's interesting to see the track of this storm. Pretty rare that we're talking about a system kind of right around the Bay of Campeche heading east directly for the state of Florida, but that's kind of the general trend that we're talking about with this approaching tropical system. So our wave heights are really going to start to pick up here in the Gulf as that kind of heads toward the west coast over the next couple of days. And it looks like Wednesday, that's the day where it kind of moves on shore, crosses the state and emerges back into the Atlantic. So as of this morning, Invest 92L is looking pretty healthy. You can kind of see the robust convection around this system, the general rotation, and we have started to see the winds increase just a bit. So the gusts getting close to those upper 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that's something that we're keeping a close eye on. We may see this become our next named storm of the season. That would be Milton. And as we look at the odds, they are really up there today. We've seen a big spike in models jumping on board with this potential. Now up to 90% over the next week that we see something form. And you can kind of see the general area that we're watching here in this red polygon. So as this kind of disorganized thunderstorm activity continues tracking to the east, it's kind of somewhere in this area where we expect it to likely form. And it does look pretty likely at this point that we are going to see something. So some deep tropical moisture starts to move in on Sunday, and it's kind of a 1-2 punch. We've got yet another area of low pressure. This is the one that we're actually concerned about developing as that heads right in this area. And so kind of focusing in at this point, southwest coast up to central parts of the area where a lot of models kind of jumping on board with the potential track for this system. So here you can see this model kind of picking up on that rotation and all of that heavy rain kind of slinging back to the east of that. So we are definitely going to be dealing with rounds of this heavy rain, but we're continuing to kind of fine tune exactly the strength of this potential storm and of course where the landfall would set up, because that will determine any storm surge impacts and how much wind we'll be talking about. But it's the rain and the excessive rain that's going to be a concern for us. This is the area highlighted on Monday. So we're talking maybe 4 to 8 inches of rain falling over a couple of days. Ground's already very saturated. So that's going to be a big concern for us through about Wednesday of next week. That's when we're going to be dealing with the biggest impacts. So make sure you kind of stay tuned with us as we continue to fine tune the impacts that we're tracking here around the area. Mariah?